Hey, I'm Charles, and today I'm going to give you guys my top 5 uses for safety wire on your dirt bike. Now, some of these you might not have heard before, so you're going to want to stick around, and I'm going to give you my tips and tricks. The first use is with your spokes. So you're going to wrap the wire around where the spoke crosses, and this is something that's been done with off-road racing for a long time, and now you're even seeing top supercross guys do this to their bikes as well. And the reason for that is if a spoke breaks, you don't want the broken piece to flop to the side and get caught in your rotor or your caliper or anything like that and lock up the wheel. So it's a safety issue, and it's something you can do to prevent that problem if your spoke does break. So use number 2 is your bolts and fasteners. Now, you might have heard of this being done on street bikes, but it's done on motocross bikes as well. Some of the top guys that are racing motocross or supercross are doing this stuff, and that's because they can't afford to have a fastener back off and have problems with the bikes. So some of the common places that you want to use safety wire would be with the steering stem nut, your banjo bolts. Some people even do it on their countershaft sprocket bolt, but if you do that, you've got to have one of those lightweight sprockets that also has holes in it. Now, there's a million other places you can put this on. You don't have to go crazy with it, but anything you've had issues with in the past, you want to get it safety wired so it doesn't back off, or anything you want to prevent issues with, you want to get this done too. So, other common uses are going to be anything with fluid behind it, whether it's your cooling, oil, or your brake system stuff. The third use is with your grips. So with grips, a lot of people are running lock-on grips nowadays, and they're super popular, but if you prefer something other than these, then you're definitely going to want to safety wire your grips. Now, even if you're using grip glue, whether it's the super glue kind or the kind that stays a little bit tacky, I've used both of those and had them come loose and had 2 throttles. And you don't want that to happen. So you want to use the glue and you want to use some safety wire. And I usually do that in 3 different spots. Tip number 4 is safety wire can be your third hand. So with this, if you're tearing things apart, whether it's gears or whatever, you can use this to help hold things together in an order. Or if you need to move a cover out of the way and you don't want to remove the wiring, you can simply strap that out of the way with this safety wire. Or I'm working on bikes all the time. So if I'm doing a top end, I'll use this to hold the cam chain up, or, carburetors. Sometimes you have these small little holes with tiny O-rings in them and you can't really get a pick in there. So what I like to do, I'll take some safety wire, I'll bend the end just a little bit, enough to get that O-ring out. And, besides that, there's a billion different uses for this. You can use it to fish items out of hard to reach places, or if you're doing wiring, you can also route wires with this. Tip number 5 is your trail fixes. Now, if something does go wrong out on the trail and something comes loose, then safety wire and duct tape are going to be your best friends. That way, anything that does come loose, you can get it tied up out of the way until you can get back and make a permanent repair. So those are my top 5 uses for safety wire. I am going to give you guys a bonus tip just because this is something that is important to me. So if you want to keep dirt and moisture out of your cables or throttle housing, you'll notice you have these rubber boots and you can actually put safety wire around there to help prevent stuff from coming in. So that's your bonus tip. Now, I know there's a million different uses for safety wire, so we want to hear what your favorite uses are. Leave those down in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. If you need safety wire or safety wire pliers, you can pick those up on our website. We're also going to be doing a how-to video on how to use this stuff correctly, so make sure you check that out. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.